The conceal and carry bill is a hot topic that's on the table at the state capitol right now. It was passed by the legislature several times, but vetoed by former Democratic Governor John Bel Edwards. Murrill expects it to pass this time around. The rise in violent youth crime statewide continues, and the Attorney General says that a pending bill right now is a lower the age bill that should help.
It'll allow us to deal with some of the 17-year-olds, and that's a course correction. The legislature passed some legislation that raised the age that allowed 17-year-olds to basically be housed in these juvenile facilities, and they're destroying the facilities. They're attacking staff. And out on the street, that matters because they don't believe that there's going to be any accountability, and they are pushing crime down in younger and younger ages because they believe that those younger kids will be protected in the juvenile system and they'll be out by the time they're 21.
The surge in crime is not just in our big cities, but it's also in our smaller communities. Here in
the Louisiana Attorney General is praising a rare move by the Louisiana Supreme Court after they reversed their ruling on the so-called look-back window law. The decision now gives survivors of childhood sex abuse more time to file a lawsuit. The law was unanimously approved by the state legislature a few years ago, removing the time limit for abuse victims to come forward. This move will likely impact hundreds of sex abuse victims, including some allegedly abused by the Catholic Church clergy. Sex abuse victims now have until June of 2027 to file lawsuits.
Meanwhile, a federal judge has struck down President Biden's ban on new natural gas exports. Back in January, the Biden administration announced a ban on shipping LNG to countries that don't have free trade with the U.S. Following that announcement, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill led a coalition of 16 states in filing the lawsuit to stop the ban. In the recent ruling, the judge says that the Department of Energy's decision to stop exports was without reason or logic.
Republican Governor Jeff Landry and Attorney General Liz Murrill attacked new Title IX rules released by President Biden's administration, which aim to protect transgender students. Murrill announced that mere minutes after the revised federal rules came out, the state sued Biden's administration. Now, Title IX is a federal civil rights law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in education programs and activities.
The show of support for State Attorney General Liz Murrill. Judge Terry Doty of the U.S. Western District sided with her and temporarily blocked the new Title IX rules, not just here at home, but in Mississippi, Montana, and Idaho as well. Attorney General Liz Murrill sent a letter along with other states' attorneys general to the president telling him and Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas if they cannot bring themselves to enforce the law, get out of the way so Texas can.
I mean, we have people who are on the known terrorist list who have come across our border. We have an enormous amount of fentanyl that's coming across our border. The interstates have been turned into arteries for mainlining fentanyl into the smallest towns and communities in our country. So this is about the federal administration failing to do its job and the President of the United States failing to do his job.